St. George is one of 11 churches sunken up to 50 feet beneath the surface of the earth. And the layout of the churches honors the key moments in the life of Jesus Christ. A cluster of 6 churches to the north stand for Jerusalem, the city of his death. 4 to the south represent his birthplace, Bethlehem. And between them runs an artificial chasm named the River Jordan, after the spot where Jesus was baptized. All of them are connected by a warren of subterranean tunnels and trenches. Today, these churches are known as the 8th wonder of the world.
This is the way down?
This is the way down. There is a trench down here.
So the Zagwes moved their capital here to the south, and King Lalibela decides to create a new Jerusalem, digging underground. There's actually a service going on right now. I mean, these churches are all still very much active. What they're doing here this morning, they've been doing 1,000 years. Tell me about this rock.
Yeah, it's a volcanic rock.
Okay.
Called tufa.
Tufa.
So the nature of the rock is actually easy to cut.
In Jerusalem, builders had limestone, wood, and marble at their disposal. Here they had durable, easy-to-carve tufa rock, and they made the most of it. Digging down to depths between 35 and 50 feet from the surface, the 12th century builders extracted stone from all sides of the church, leaving a monolith inside a man-made canyon. Then they carved out the inside of the building, like a pumpkin, and carefully crafted the exterior details.
They've gotten exact angles and precise corners. If you made a mistake while you're doing this, it was...
Well, that's really the thing. There's no way to rebuild it. If you made a mistake, that's all.
Right.
Church chronicles dating back to the 15th century claim that angels helped the workers here build this massive and miraculously precise church, and 10 others like it, removing 150,000 tons of rock over 23 years. Over 100 clergymen live here today, just as they did in the 12th century, administering the rites of birth and death.
So all around here, I'm noticing these holes, these actual...
Oh, yeah, that was just a grave. Look at here. Even it look like coffin, has got a coffin shape.
So these were filled with coffins?
Just filled with coffins. Look at here.
Now...
There's a bone here.
Wow.
The bodies of the faithful, who may have come here to die in this sacred spot, have no names. There are no written records for Lalibela from the time, only legends orally passed down through generations. We are allowed to join the followers of St. George's Church, but we must pay the proper respects.
So you take your shoes off at every church?
Yes, in all the churches.
All right, let's go inside. Oh, it's beautiful. Wow, so this is all an open space here. We're inside the rock that they carved.
Yes, inside the rock. So where we stand now was just solid rock.
Yeah.
Unlike the church in Rome, Alexandria, or Constantinople, the Ethiopian Orthodox rites were virtually untouched by the outside world for almost 1,000 years. They are a window to a time when early Christianity was just evolving from ancient Judaism. Here the beliefs are Christian, while many of the traditions are Jewish. Just as in Orthodox synagogues today, women and men are kept separate during services, and all the worshippers sit facing the Holy Land of Jerusalem.
Back here is Holy of Holy, where it has a copy of the Ark of the Covenant.
Every Jewish temple holds the sacred scrolls of the Torah, while every church in Ethiopia has a replica of the Ark of the Covenant, the chest reputed to hold the original tablets inscribed by God with the 10 Commandments and given to Moses.
You see more the Judaism influence, like having separate section for men and women. If you look at the eat-able and the non-eatable, we don't eat like pork, or we don't eat...
Okay. So there's a stronger tie to the Judaic
Judaic Christianity. I mean, we practice Christianity, we believe in Christ, but you see the traditions of Judaism too.
Interesting, okay.
We can still see how people worshipped here 800 years ago, but there are no hard facts about these churches. One mystery lies under the northwest cluster of churches known as Jerusalem.
So, St. George's is one of 11 churches. They're all organized in clusters. Further up this way is a whole nother group.
This group of 6 rock-hewn churches are all connected by a labyrinth of tunnels and trenches.
Can I pull this off? Can we go in here?
Rarely used today, their original purpose is unknown. Did the builders dig down for engineering reasons? Or was there some threat, real or imagined, that drove them out of sight, underground?
There's a tunnel going down here, but there's another one up above. So basically, it's a whole labyrinth of connections, each one leading to another church. Whoa, there's about 150 bats in this little place. Oh man, we gotta go down there. Oh, it's just too cool. You wanna just squeeze the camera through and I'll just help you get it through here? I got it. Got it. Okay. Yeah. You see this? It's bat hell. So look at this round room in here with a single pillar in the middle. I'm a little freaked out by this bat thing, to tell the truth. That door is blocked off now, but that goes through to the Church of Golgotha. You gotta wonder why it was so important to this culture to be underground. I mean, on one hand, it was a practicality because they had so much of this good rock to work with. They could carve an entire complex. They never needed any trees, perfect. But there had to have been another advantage.
We know the role that faith played in building Lalibela, but the rest remains a mystery. According to legend, 800 years ago, King Lalibela had 11 churches carved out of solid rock here in northern Ethiopia. Conceived as a new Jerusalem, the elaborate churches have been sacred pilgrimage sites for nearly 1,000 years. But a leading expert on Lalibela believes they may have served another, darker purpose.
Now, remember, the churches of Lalibela are arranged in different clusters. Those down in that area are more for typical religious purposes. But these over here, closer to us, these look a lot more like fortresses.
The vast church complexes in Lalibela were built in 3 distinct sections. The areas I had already seen with Lalibela expert Fukru were clearly designed and built as places of worship. But it seems as if some of the 4 churches at the southeast end of the complex were built centuries earlier, not to welcome pilgrims, but to withstand a siege. One of the clues is a tunnel system that connects the southeast cluster to the rest of the complex.
Look at this tunnel going straight down here. There's a debate whether this is military or not up here, but it sure has the look of it. How long is this tunnel?
It's about 55 meters.
55 meters, over 150 feet.
Yeah.
And connecting through to here.
To this one.
Yeah. In ancient times, I mean, these underground passages provided a perfect defense because if you were being attacked, the army attacking you would have to come in single file. So it would break down the attacker to one man at a time. Much easier to defend.
The long tunnel system in the southeast cluster leads to the Gabriel and Raphael churches, which are completely surrounded by a hand-carved trench ranging from 15 to over 50 feet deep.
So this looks like a defensive wall. I mean, this is carved out, right?
And this goes all the way to the other side too.
And this waterway here would have been like a moat.
Yeah, this is like a moat, or you can say it's like drainage, which flows all the way down. You can...
Yeah, perfect defense posture here.
In the 12th century, when King Lalibela built his New Jerusalem in the remote mountains of Ethiopia, his Zagwe kingdom was relatively isolated from the turmoil gripping the Holy Land of Jerusalem